Okay,
give the people the hope that they're asking for.
Just a moment, because I will come back to you. This is some kind of academic work. Let me allow Mr. Aliyu Abdullahi to weigh in quickly, and we go on break. But tell me what exactly this means for the APC when you hear these kind of words and statement coming from an elder statesman, a former president who served 2 terms, 8 years in office, and is advising a sitting president for the APC and the Buhari support group. How bad is this for you?
Well, thank you, Shewan, for having me first. And secondly, it was just a matter of time for that letter to come. We all know Dr. Reuben Abati is sitting near you. They have received similar letter during their own time. So, of course, this administration will receive its own. So, be it as it may, I think the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, has the right to bear his mind, to assess this government. Also, President Muhammad Buhari has also that right to contest election. Those rights are all in the Constitution. Now, I think the contention here, it's about the score of the performance of this administration. Whereas the former president has scored the Buhari administration very low on almost all the three key areas which this administration promised to do something about it. Others may disagree with the former president. In the areas of economy, for example, where he himself, President Olusegun Obasanjo, said he never expected this president to know more or to do more on it. Look at the economy today. Just recently, the FIRS has actually made a huge turnover of 4-point-something trillion naira, never in the history of Nigeria. Look at various sectors of the economy that this administration is working. This administration has successfully diversified the economy to agriculture from a mono-dependent economy. Well, this did not happen during the former president, or neither did it happen during President Jonathan's time. So look at the economy and look at what the Minister of Finance is doing. She's doing wonderfully well. She was even actually chosen by the United Nations on a number of missions, and her team, the team under Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, has successfully recovered Nigeria's economy from recession back to growth. And we are seeing
Mr. Abdullahi, pardon me, I'll pause you for a moment because we need to take a break. But when we come back, we dissect further what has looked at an academic piece written by the former president. He did mention the issues of the challenges. He brought out the solution and some recommendations. That's next on the program. Join us again, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. In December 2013, former President Olusegun Obasanjo wrote an 18-page open letter to then-President Goodluck Jonathan, accusing him of driving the country to the precipice and allowing deceit, corruption, and mutual distrust to tear the fabric of the nation. In that letter, former President Obasanjo lamented not getting an acknowledgement or reply of his previous letters from the former President Jonathan. There is a possibility he will not get an acknowledgement on this one too. Well, don't forget, this is not even the first time that former President Olusegun Obasanjo will write to any head of state in Nigeria. If you want me to take you on a history lesson now, that will be something you might want to pay for, and perhaps another day. But today is a letter. No, it's not a letter. It's a statement, a 20-page statement released by the former president. And let's get back to the conversation. We have the benefit of experience of Dr. Reuben Abati, who served in the former government, giving us what exactly could be happening and dissecting this letter. Don't forget, he's also a senior journalist in Nigeria. Mr. Aliyu Abdullahi, a member of the Buhari support group and also a lawyer, talking to us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time on the program tonight. It's a very, very interesting evening for Nigeria and for the incumbent president, Muhammadu Buhari, whatever it may be now, perhaps still dissecting the letter. Mr. Aliyu Abdullahi, let me come to you quickly also. When the former president advised President Buhari, to dismount the horse and is suggesting that there should be a coalition for Nigeria, a new political force that will take Nigeria. He has also said the APC, not the PDP, has the capacity to take Nigeria further. Do you see sense in that statement, dismounting the horse?
Thank you, Sean. I see where the former president is going with that. You know, there has been so much talk about the third force, and we have seen the red card movement by Obi Ezekwesili, who happens to be very close to the former president, actually. So perhaps it could be something they have been working for quite some time. Maybe perhaps they want to float another political party where he will have the control machinery of that kind of movement or political party. I don't know, but just let's look at this thing. During this administration, we have seen an unprecedented level of development, infrastructure development in rail, in road transportation, in various parts of the economy. We have seen fight against corruption. We have seen implementation of TSA. During Obasanjo's time, officials of government, they spent monies anyhow. They go to foreign trips anyhow, unchecked. All these are not happening today in this administration. During Obasanjo's time, there was a time when the separation of principle of separation of powers between the legislative house and the executive is no longer even there. You know, the executive were actually almost doing everything in the legislative house. That was the time when Ghana Must Go was introduced, or dollar to buy bonds.
Because of our time, we may not have so much time to dwell on those kind of narratives, but dwelling on the content of this letter, that's the reason why we are here. But quickly, I need to come back to Lagos. Quickly, tell me, the former president did say, listen to what he said. He says that the president should join the stock of Nigerian leaders whose experience, influence, wisdom, and outreach can be deployed on the sideline for the good of the country. His place in history is already assured. He said, without impaired health and strain of age, running the affairs of Nigeria is a 257 affair, not 247. Do you think that President Muhammadu Buhari should run in 2019?
Okay, thank you, Shaul. Looking at the achievements so far that this administration has done, I believe that the president should recontest, and the number of people calling him to recontest, even though he has not even indicated interest that he's going to run for office again, are more than the number of people who are telling him not to recontest. So at the end of the day, I believe the president will sit down and weigh his decision and actually see where the majority of Nigerians really swing to. And it doesn't matter anyway. If he contests, if he wins, good and fine, he will actually continue. If he didn't win, he will congratulate the winner and things will continue to go as it is. But his achievements so far in 2.5 years, I think, are something that people, a large number of people that are criticizing him has not sit down to really look well. This is 2.5 years.
You know, you can't.